Daily Intermission.
Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daily Intermission fans, it's season 2, episode 52, episode Ray Lewis. My name is Greg. I'm joined in studio by Nathan Brown. How are we doing today, my man?
Quite well indeed, Greg. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just had to get adjusted here in my seat.
Right.
But no, we were just kind of talking, Nate, about the Call of Duty franchise and how during the COVID years, we were dove into the video games hard and how fun that video game is, man. It's got to be one of the greatest.
Well, yeah, I was just saying I got on last night for his first game easily since January. I put my headset on the charger. It's been dead since literally Christmas time.
Yeah.
Chucked it on the charger, got a chopper gunner first game. So how are we doing?
So for the folks listening back home who don't know what that video game is, that's a very strong performance that Nate put on after that long time off.
All you got to hear is chopper gunner. You know I went off. Chopper gunner.
He got a chopper gunner.
Chopper gunner.
But no, it's a fantastic game, and we definitely got us through the dog days of quarantine.
Don't know what we would have done without it.
It was definitely kind of the social scene during those times. But no, Nate, it has been a busy week on the golf course, a busy week in sports. Quarter one, we're going to talk about the NHL. We got the draft tonight. So tomorrow for the listener, or yesterday for the listeners, we'll hop into the MLB in quarter two, the halftime show. Are you bullish or bearish on these colder hot takes that we'll give each other? Quarter three with the NBA, a little bit of news there, and then quarter four bring us home in the PGA Tour and Wimbledon. But starting things off with the pregame show here, Nate. Playing golf yesterday with Mr. Drake Batherson and men's night. Heck of a golfer. 8 birdies, 65 for Mr. Drizzy B. What a round.
That's absolutely incredible. I can only dream of getting anywhere near that, and it's simply never going to happen for me. I've just accepted it. But what a day.
Think about 4 shots in a round.
Yeah.
4 shots where it's like, man, I could have had that one back or hit one that better. Like there's always 4.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what he was off the course record.
That's crazy.
4
That's
shots.
crazy.
Whether it was a putt or a chip.
Was the just the only bogey the first hole?
I do believe it. No, I don't. He bogeyed 5.
Okay.
1, 5. So started, he went bogey and then had a hat trick of birdies. Birdie,
Right.
birdie, bogey. Birdied 7. Birdied 9, I think.
Birdied 7.
He had 5 birdies on the front 9 and 3 on the back.
Jeez.
So anyway, the guy was on an absolute heater. We're not going to go through his round because this is something that we all don't like listening to. But he was an absolute heater of a round. I had 4 birdies, shot 72. Thanks. I'll just pump my tires there quickly. But Nate,
I didn't even go. I thought it was going to rain all night, and then as soon as it was like the tee times were closed, it was like sunny.
I know, it was good.
Like, sick. Like the forecast called for rain anyway. Whatever.
we'll get you back next week.
Well, I'll be back today.
Oh, well, exactly.
We're
Yeah,
going
we
low
should
as
mention
shit.
we got the RBC Scramble, which is a national scramble. Today's the qualifying round at our whole local golf course. It's going to take a really special day for us to make some noise, but I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I am too. We'll let you know on the Monday episode how we did, but
Yes.
I can already guarantee you there's going to be a foursome from some random county in the province that wins it with a score of -46.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So it's a net scoring event. We'll get into that on Monday. But Nate, at SoFi Stadium, obviously the multi-billion-dollar stadium that was built in Los Angeles, there was a body found in the lake outside of the stadium. This stadium is not just a stadium; it's a mall, hotel. Like it's a mega.
Oh, it's outrageous.
Yeah, it's a small city. But there was a body found in the lake. That is kind of eerie, man.
A bit of a red flag if you're asking me.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean, bodies in the river are like
sketchy.
probably the sketchiest bodies.
Yes.
You know, it's like holy.
Yeah, man.
Like how do you like whoever's committing that crime has just got to have like
what type of anxiety are you living with every day?
oh dude, I couldn't even imagine. Like dude, so like sometimes I say like to a cashier or something, they'll be like enjoy your food. I'll be like, yeah, thanks you or something like that. I get anxiety from that.
Yeah.
Let alone imagine throwing a body in a river.
It's absolutely outrageous. So we'll see what happens there in sci-fi, but that's some news out in Los Angeles. Aaron Rodgers has released, he has got a tattoo, his first tattoo. It's most of his forearm. There's a lot of moving parts in the tattoo. We'll post it on our socials, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers starting to ink up. Nate, what do you think about athletes getting ink? Me personally, I think it's absolutely sick. I love a nice swagged up ink for the boys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like an athlete can pull it. Like I would love to get a sleeve or something, but there's no shot I could pull that off. You know what I mean? I'm just the whitest guy ever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The timing seems a little weird. Like
For sure.
forget a full sleeve at 38 or whatever he is.
For sure, yeah, I know exactly. And I'm
more of
not
a
sure there's
20s
like
thing.
there's a lot of moving parts. Like there's a couple lions. There's like the what is the balance circle? That's kind of like there's the black shaded part, and then there's the non shaded. I forget what that's called.
Black shit. You mean not like the yin yang.
The yin yang.
Is that what
Yes,
it is?
that's exactly what it
Oh,
is.
my goodness.
But it's not exactly that. But anyway. And then there's like kind of like a dream catcher under it. It's a weird looking
going
tattoo.
on.
There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of meaning, I'm sure, behind it. But Aaron Rodgers gets his first tattoo on his forearm. So
take a look at it
then,
quick.
I'm excited for the NFL season to wrap up, but for the ramp up, I should say. But Nate, some just finally in the pregame show, Baker Mayfield gets traded to Carolina. He's finally out of Cleveland, where he was verbally upset about the transition to Deshaun Watson at the quarterback position there in Cleveland. So he's going to go join Sam Darnold in Carolina. I'm not sure who's going to win that starting role. I would assume Baker. He's got a lot to prove, but man,
Baker.
yeah, I would think.
Darnold's awful.
Yeah.
Also, I just pulled up this tattoo.
Yeah.
You got the Illuminati eye in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That is the sketchiest shit I've ever seen in all my years.
It's a sketchy tattoo.
for sure. It's kind of sick though.
There's a lot of moving parts, though,
It's
man.
pretty sick.
Like if he broke down, if Aaron Rodgers could probably write a book about what's going on in that tattoo.
For sure. Like especially with this stuff. Like what is that stuff?
Who
Are
knows?
those like
Those are elements or
things from-
chemicals or
I was thinking that or either the stars. What is it?
the Big Dipper.
Yeah, like what are those called again?
Yeah, that's true. I forget.
I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
think it is. I think it's like the chemical thing.
Yeah.
though.
Gosh,
What
our
did I say?
science is
Which I was
just.
gonna say whatever. Elon Musk gonna listen.
We
to this
gotta
and hire
actually
the
we're
boys.
gonna have a brief intermission here. We've got to go
Yeah.
back and do our Science 9.
Yeah.
But
Elon Musk looking through this. And
yeah,
just being like,
yeah.
"Yeah, we'll take you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna sign up for NASA after that breakdown. But Nate, that's gonna conclude the pregame show of episode 52. We'll move right into quarter one in the NHL. It's gonna be a busy day because it's the 2022 NHL draft, which is gonna be held in Montreal. Montreal having the number one pick. I'm assuming that people are gonna be absolutely buckled.
Oh my god, I know that's crazy. I was thinking about that last night. I wonder when the last time that is that the team had first overall that host the draft. Like
Yeah.
that is, it's gonna be a zoo in there.
For sure, for sure. And we talked about it. Joseph Slavkovsky. It's not Joseph, but I'll call him Joseph. Joseph Slavkovsky and Shane Wright are the two.
Juraj?
Juraj Slavkovsky. But the Slovakian, superstar and the Canadian superstar, they're going head to head. It's going to be interesting to see which route Montreal goes with those two picks. But Nate, there's some developing storylines outside of those two picks. That's what you're going to hear about most of the programs will be talking about that. And then you've got the Logan Coolies of the world, the Matthew Savoys, those kind of tier 2, those 4 or 5, that big defenseman as well from Slovakia. But let's talk a bit about some storylines that are going to be going on outside of the top 5 picks. Nate, what is Ottawa going to do with the number 7 overall pick?
I know, it's so weird. I'm not sure because obviously they do need a little bit of forward help, like some more like solidified guys that are a little further in their career. But like, do you go that Claude Giroux route? And then even then with the 7th pick, I'm not sure if they're going to use it or not. It seems that what I heard, they're 50-50.
Yeah, that's what
50-50
Diorn
if they
said.
use it or not,
Yeah,
but-
I would think that you trade the pick. Me personally, it's you've built enough. You need to get some reinforcements. What's another prospect going to do for you?
Well, exactly. It's like they're always nice to have, but at what point do your guys are getting up there? Like we're 24 for Drake.
Yep.
What is it? Like Kachuk's got to be around the same. Well, Kachuk would be the same age. Like, you know what I mean? Like these guys are getting up there in age, and
You're going to
eventually
run
it's
into some contract issues as well. You've got this
Yes.
Ridley Grigg, you've got Sanderson, you've got Bernard Docker, you've got Lassie Thompson, you've got
like, still got Stützle Norris to sign.
Pinto to sign. I mean, like you got young guys that are just continuing to breed and continuing to play at a high level, and then you've got to sign these guys. So, yeah, I'm a believer in trade the pick. Maybe bring in like a meaty defenseman that would play with Shabbat, or because then you could go Shabbat, a defenseman for this defenseman, and then you go with Sanderson and Zub.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that 7th overall pick, Nate. Brad Lambert. This is an interesting story here because he was a highly ranked prospect. I remember when he was 16th at the World Juniors, he looked phenomenal. He's an unbelievable skater, but he had a terrible year in Finland. But where does this guy go? What are you thinking here?
I don't know. I feel like he's going to slip a little bit. I think he's definitely going to be outside top 10. I guess that's not even slipping because of where he's projected now. But I mean, this guy was projected like at one point. I believe he was
The number 1
first overall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. It seems like he's going to be. A lot of people have him projected around like 19-20, but I would be surprised if he goes like. I mean, if I'm the team in like 12th and he's still on the board, like, why wouldn't you take the
take the shot. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's going to be a lot of gambles. It is worth saying too. I think we mentioned this last episode that most of these seasons for these young prospects were wrote off due to COVID. The CHL players lost an entire season of growth and development. So we're going to see guys out of this draft, out of the second, third, fourth round, become really good players in the NHL. So that's going to be exciting about that. Nate, Columbus has picks 6 and 12.
Yep.
And Buffalo has 3 picks, 9, 16, and 28. I think this is going to be a draft where we reflect and look back on to see if these two teams made strides because of this draft. And I'm looking at Buffalo particularly. If they can hit on 2 out of the 3 of these first-round picks, they could be looking solid in a few years.
For sure.
You know?
You got Owen Power there.
Yeah, Dylan Cousins.
Tage Thompson has an absolute monster season.
Yes, he did.
I mean, some guys put up some numbers. Even
Skinner
came
had
back,
a better year.
Yeah.
If you get Casey Middlestad to play a little bit better, then you got Deline.
I don't know if that's going to ever happen.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Yeah,
Still very young. Still very young.
Very young.
So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited for the draft. There's a lot of storylines that we're going to be following along, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I love the draft.
Definitely,
it's awesome. Who do you think's going 1?
I think it's going to be Slavkovsky.
Really?
Yep.
I want that to happen, but I'm leaning more towards Shane Wright.
Yeah.
I think they're going to take Shane Wright.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens there. Nate Kaprizov. Interesting story out of Russia. It's similar to the Panarin situation that went on. But the Philadelphia Flyers signed 25-year-old Fedotov.
Yeah, the goalie, right?
Yes. And so he ran into some issues with the Russian government. I'm not sure if it was falsified identification or if it was skipping out on military practices.
It is. It's skipping out on.
Yeah.
He's supposed to. Every Russian athlete's supposed to go a year.
Yeah. Okay.
But like he's with. I mean, I know Alexander Semin had to take a year off from the NHL. He went over and
served his year.
Well, it's not even in the military. He just plays for a hockey team in Russia that is like kind of have military ties. Like I believe like Dynamo Moscow or Omsk has those. So he did that, and then they pay him. So I think it was the same thing, but he's not there, I guess. So
he's going to have to, I mean, it's a very complicated situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're talking about 2 major different cultures, and things are run very differently in Russia, and we're not going to get into it. But the goalie that was signed for Philadelphia is not over, and I guess that's a very sticky situation. And then Kirill Kaprizov as well is running into the same situation. But the Minnesota Wild said things are fine. He's doing well. There's been communication. He's still in Russia. But it is worth kind of monitoring that situation. There's some messy things going on behind the scenes with a couple of the Russian superstars in the NHL.
There's some sketchy stuff going on for sure.
Yes.
When does Sungjae have to do his? He has 2 years he has to do?
Yeah.
When's that?
I'm not sure.
And how does that go down?
Well, Siwoo Kim's got to do his next year, I do believe. He won the Players' Championship, man. Like, we're talking about a very solid star on the PGA Tour. So, that's going to be worth noting, Nathan. And those mandatory military, services are challenging for athletes for sure. But Nate, I do want to bring in some sad news. I hate talking about this, but Brian Marchment, 17-year NHL veteran, sadly passed away unexpectedly. His son, Mason Marchment, currently plays for the Florida Panthers. So obviously we're thinking about his family, and obviously rest in peace to Brian.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. I remember watching him growing up.
Yeah.
He was just one of the guys you always remember. Like, there's Brian Marchment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tough guy.
Yep.
Beauty. It's a shame.
No, definitely. So, listen, we're thinking about their family, thinking about everything, that the hockey world has lost this year, and it continues to be sad. But rest in peace, and our thoughts and prayers to the Marchment family. Nate, we got the NHL free agency coming on July 13th next week. So I was thinking on Monday's episode, we will be breaking down some of the highlighted free agents that could be finding new homes next Wednesday. So that's going to be exciting for Monday. But that's going to conclude quarter 1 in the NHL. We're going to move right into quarter 2 in the MLB. Nate, we're starting things off with the unicorn, Shohei Ohtani. This guy
lunacy
is the 7th pitcher since 1901. Folks, you heard that correctly. Since 1901 to go on a 4-game stretch of 4-0, not giving up an earned run, 0 earned run average, and striking out over 40 batters in those 4 games. This guy right here hits zingers and pitches like that. It's absolutely outrageous.
I know I say this a lot, but I just simply cannot believe this is still going on.
Yeah, we thought it was just going to be kind of a 1-year
Dude,
kind of
I didn't
wonder.
even think it was going to last a year.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like half the season. He was going to completely fall off, pull a Jeremy Lin, a Tim Tebow, something like that. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be donezo. And this guy is now just still going, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's truly amazing, man, what he's able to do.
He doesn't even look like a guy that would just be able to slaughter home runs either.
And it is malicious what he does to those baseballs.
I know.
But no, it's amazing. It just
How
sucks.
are the Angels so ass?
Well, that's just it. That just shows you how much of a team game it is, and how much you need more than just two guys. I know Trout's been slumping recently, but they need some issues. And do you know who I think is a guy who might go there?
Whom?
A guy by the name of Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
So Aaron Judge wasn't signed by the Yankees last season. He's leading the major leagues in home runs with 30. He's also leading in runs.
Yes.
And he is up to get paid. And I'm not sold that New York is going to be able to reel him in.
Yeah, I don't. For some reason, it seems like that's the case. Hey, I believe there were some offers before this season. I think he declined them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. I know he's looking for like 7 years at least.
Yeah, and he's 30 years old.
He's 30 years old. So it's like, I mean, if you're the Yankees, like, why not?
Dude.
You can dish him.
It's a blank check type of situation here.
That'd be like...
But I think anyway, the Angels don't mind spending it also.
No.
So that's why I was thinking Angels.
Yeah, I mean, that would be sick.
Mike Trout and Aaron Judge in the outfield.
Imagine that LA battle. Dodgers,
yeah,
Angels.
For sure.
Oh.
But Nate, Shane McClanahan, he's not a guy we've talked about too much on the podcast. But man, this young pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays has been absolutely outrageous. He's 9-3 on the season. He's got a 1.74 ERA. He's got 133 Ks compared to 16 walks on the season. Man, this guy is an absolute freak. He dismantled the Jays last week, man. Where does Tampa Bay just come out of with these prospects who are just absolutely freaks?
Dude, it's some straight up Moneyball stuff going on there.
It is for sure. And you know what's a shame though is that he'll end up finishing his contract, and then he'll just get absolutely paid by the Yankees, Dodgers, someone who's just going to be willing to pay him, and just the Rays just don't operate like that, so they'll lose him, and then they'll find another guy who just comes up and it's just absolutely lights out.
Which is cool. I mean, it's kind of like the same with Miami and Stanton.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, you're going to trade him just because your payroll's not high enough. And then next thing you know, he's on the Yankees.
Yep.
And he's absolutely slaughtering home runs.
For sure. So, Nate, you've projected the MLB. You're hoping that the Mets play the Yankees in the finals. I think that would be such an electric World Series.
I want that bad.
So, I mean, the Yankees obviously have 59 wins on the season. I mean, just having such an incredible year. But the Mets aren't too far off with 51 wins already. And they're getting help soon. We talked about it last episode. Max Scherzer's rehabbing right now. Jake DeGrom's rehabbing right now.
To get those two guys back is absolutely ridiculous to be sitting at 51 and 31.
It's crazy.
They could end up taking over the best record in the league here.
100%, man.
This is outrageous.
So it's just been tremendous years for the Mets and Yankees, and that continues on. Nate, Chris Sale, speaking of rehab stints, he had a rehab stint with the Red Sox. I guess did not go well. He absolutely got blown up, and apparently he put on an absolute show in the clubhouse, knocking stuff over. Yeah. Think about that would being like a renowned Cy Young winner, a renowned beast, and then you're playing in Double A and you get lit up. It's a tough look.
Oh, for sure. And it would just be so frustrating and embarrassing for yourself. You know what I mean? You're just playing. But I mean, it's been a minute for the guy.
Yes.
You can't just come back and expect to absolutely slaughter strikeouts.
No, for sure.
It's going to take some time. So
definitely.
But
definitely,
that's a shame. Hopefully, he returns to form soon because the guy's an absolute stud.
Yes, man. It's been a while. It feels like since an absolute gem of a Chris Sale outing. So we're waiting for him to get back. I know most Red Sox fans are. So
when was the last time? It was last September. No.
Yeah, he came in for the playoffs last year. I remember that. Yeah. Wild card races, Nate. It's gonna start to heat up in the NL. Yeah. There's a lot of teams right there, but the AL seems to be just kind of the AL East teams that can't catch the Yankees.
It's just the AL East teams. Yeah. They're all 14 and a half back, and they're just gonna battle for their play-in spots. So it's absolutely outrageous how stacked that division is.
Oh, it is for sure. But you got teams like the Braves, the Phillies that are fighting in the NL for the wild card.
You've got the Phillies, the Giants right there.
Giants, that's right.
You got Cardinals, Padres, Braves in right now.
Yep.
Phillies there. Marlins not terribly far out. 3 games. Diamondbacks, sniffing
Jazz,
around.
our guy Jazz and the Marlins.
Yeah. And the Cincinnati Reds are coming up the rear at 14 and a half back of the wild card.
Okay, the Reds. We're not quitting on them yet.
Now 28 and 53, they could turn it around.
For sure. All right, Nate, we're 2 weeks away from the All-Star Game, the Home Run Derby, so we'll continue to follow the marathon and bring you the latest news in the MLB, but that's going to conclude Quarter 2, Season 2, Episode 52 of the Daily Intermission Podcast. Nate, it's halftime show time. Are you bullish or are you bearish?
We shall see. It all depends on what you're asking, good sir.
All right, I'm going to start things off, Nate. Kevin Durant will play for the Toronto Raptors next season.
That was my third one.
Okay, so let's break it down.
I'm just going to adjust mine quickly.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
So you're bearish.
I'm very bearish. You know, there's some. Did you see the thing where there's some of the stars are reaching out to him, but he's gone dark. He's not answering. He's
Incognito.
Not answering. Yeah. Which to what I said is he's in Toronto now, and he didn't get an international data plan.
Very true.
He may be there.
That is world-class speculation.
Now, I don't think that's actually the case, of course.
Yes.
But it would be pretty funny. I'm pretty bearish on it. I
Okay.
think I'm just like, I know you can trade these guys, and it's no big, like, you know what I mean? You can trade off Barnes if you want to. Do you want to trade Scotty Barnes, though?
No.
Like, hold on to these guys and just, like, kind of let it go. Like,
Yep.
man, there's an outside chance you get 1 year with Durant, and he just peels anyway, and you just trade everybody.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the move for the Raptors. I don't really want to see it happen. It would be sick.
Yeah.
It'd be a barn, but I'm pretty bearish on it. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he wants to go there.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to go with your first one. Are you bullish or bearish, Greg, on the Carolina Panthers making the playoffs with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold as quarterback?
So this is a situation where I'm completely bearish on them I'm bullish that they're going to miss the playoffs. I'm very bullish. I'm actually very bullish on their under on their win total. It's set at 6 right now. They don't win close to 6 games. I mean, we look at that division right now. You got the New Orleans Saints, who are perennially, a great team. They got Jameis Winston at quarterback, but they've got some, receivers. Michael Thomas, hopefully, be fully healthy. They got Jarvis Landry now. I mean, their offense is going to be great. Alvin Kamara is such a diverse running back for the Saints. I mean, we look at the Buccaneers. Obviously, we know with Tom Brady there. Yes. I mean, so those are 2 teams that are going to stomp the Carolina Panthers in both meetings. And then you've got kind of a rocker and roller coaster, the Atlanta Falcons, who I think are still a better team so they're the worst team in the division. I think they win under 6 games. I think they miss the playoffs. I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to do a thing for these guys.
No, I don't either. What's your win total for them for the season?
I think it's going to be, I would set it at 5.5, and I would say 5 wins.
5 wins.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
All right, Nate. The Toronto Maple Leafs their starting goaltender next season will be Jack Campbell.
Pretty bearish.
Okay.
It looks like he's peeling.
Yeah.
It looks like he's peeling. Apparently Edmonton's a front runner. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm hoping they get Fleury.
Yeah.
I think they could maybe have some talks with Fleury and be like, listen, man, we could probably get it done with you. And if I'm Toronto, I'm not even really that interested, like worried about losing Jack Campbell. Like, he didn't look spectacular to me in the playoffs. There was a lot of shots where he's just in there. He can't really see the puck. And it was Tampa, and it was almost a matter of time where it's like, okay, this puck's just going to go in. Me and you have never been that set on this guy.
No.
So, I mean, I'm not going out of my way to re-sign him. I don't know what they're going to do with Mrazek either. You got to just dump him off.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He's got to go to the
3.8. I think that you got to go and you got to go acquire John Gibson, personally.
Yeah.
I think you've got to package Willie Nylander maybe in that. Maybe get a big hardy defenseman on the way back, but obviously the nice shiny toys are amazing, but I mean, you've got to change the recipe up a bit, don't you? Like, do you think that Toronto would have lasted in a series against that playoffs, that final playoff series with Tampa and Colorado? There's just no chance. You need to change up the recipe just a bit, and obviously they're going to lose Mikheyev. I mean, I just think that if you go and get the poster boy goaltender that you're going to be confident can go on a run with, I mean, I think that just helps a lot. And I know I pick on Willie Nylander there. And obviously, if you could acquire John Gibson without giving up Willie Nylander, but Rasmus Sandin's another guy you can package in a deal. I mean, how many small left-handed defensemen are you going to go with? You're going to go with Riley. You got Giordano, TJ Brody. I mean, like, where does Rasmus Sandin's fit? Like, you need a guy who's going to be big and bruised. Like, look at the decors that we just watched win the cup. Like, anyway, I think you're right, Nate. I think Jack Campbell's going to be on his way.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm kind of on the other. I'm not sure if that's going to hit.
Yeah, you guys might be able to hear a fire alarm in here.
Yeah, there's some fire testing going on in the studio land today, so we're just kind of going to have to roll with it here. I'm kind of on the other place with Nylander. Like, I don't think they should move Nylander. I think the cap hit's too good, and that's a guy I wouldn't want to package if I were them. I think if you could, I don't know who you would move, but I think Gibson would be a terrific pickup. That would be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just kind of the brand of hockey Willie Nylander plays, man. It's just, I don't know. You got a lot of guys like that, like a Marner Matthews. Like, there's a limit to how many soft high scorers that you can have on your team. That's just.
I don't think Matthews is very soft. I think Marner is.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really do anything to warrant him as not being soft, but I don't know. Yeah. All right, you ready for your next one?
Let's do it.
Okay, the Canadians select Shane Wright first overall tonight. We will find out. This will be old take.
I'm bearish on this, Nate. I think it's going to be Slafkovsky, and I just think that the big left winger, I think, would be more attractive. But I mean, this fire alarm's really getting annoying.
Yeah. It's got to be shutting off here. I don't think it'll pick up too crazy.
I don't think it will.
But it's pretty annoying to listen to.
For sure.
To be completely honest. Like how many tests we got to do in the same room here? This is like number 4.
I know. Yes, we can confirm that the fire alarm is working in this room. But yeah, Nate, I think it's going to be Slafkovsky, and I don't have too much narrative. I just think that, Shane Wright with the slow year that he had in Kingston and what was he, like dash 30 some. I know he wasn't playing on a great team. But this Slafkovsky guy just seems like he's the more NHL ready player. He's a big left winger. And I don't think like the Habs in like a gigantic rebuild. Like I think they're kind of in like a retool. But anyway.
The other thing I kind of thought about this too is like how many like undersized guys are you going to pick up?
Well, that's just
like Shane Wright's not big. Cole Caulfield is,
Nick Suzuki's small.
Exactly. Like, you're just going to go with a bunch of small guys and then just like, we know how that goes. This is not going to work. You got to get some guys that are, and this guy's like 6'4".
Man, we saw it in the NHL playoffs, man. Like,
yeah,
size is a huge factor in the NHL.
Yeah, 100%.
Nate, Aaron Judge will be a New York Yankee next season.
I'm pretty bearish. Just as what we talked about in the MLB section. I think, it's been a lot of, they offered him a contract.
Yeah. It's unbelievable right now.
They offered him a contract.
I'm excited to see if the audio can pick this up because it is absolutely outrageous that we're fighting through this.
I kind of want people to be able to hear it and lose their mind as well. Because this is the most annoying thing I've dealt with in all my years. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen for him. It seems pretty much inevitable he's going to be leaving unless they give him like an absolute book. But I don't know, man. It would be a tough spot to leave. Like you can just pick up legendary status, staying as a Yankee your whole career, just being a stud. Like think of like how Jeter, but
he can't. The abuse that he takes, man.
Aaron?
Like, think about last year. Yeah, like he's obviously having a great year this year, but his last 2 weren't particularly the sharpest.
No.
And so like, especially when you're a Yankee in New York, gosh.
Yes. For sure.
You can't go anywhere.
No, you can't. But no, I'm pretty bearish on it. I think he's going to be gone. I'm not sure where, but it'll be somewhere nice.
Yep.
So that's what I'm going to go to. Third one for you, Greg. Kevin Durant goes to the Suns.
You know what? I'm fairly bearish on this. I just don't know if they can put together a package that's going to be strong enough. I think that Brooklyn is going to be careful here and try to, go and try to sell to the highest bidder. And I'm not sure that the Phoenix has the parts and pieces for that to happen, but I'll say that I'm going to be bearish on that, Nate. I just don't know if that's going to be the location. This is outrageous.
It's never been this long.
No, it has.
It's been like 30 seconds. Like who? Like come on.
Brad Lambert, Nate.
Yeah.
Brad Lambert falls into the top 10 in the NHL draft.
I'm pretty bullish on that. I think that's going to happen.
Okay.
I think that's going to happen. I think this guy's going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 13 to the Islanders.
Yep.
If not there, like maybe a 16 to Buffalo.
Okay.
If he slips and gets up towards Washington, Pittsburgh territory, one of those two teams is taking him for sure.
Yep.
Washington's a team that would take a stab on him for sure. They're known to take stabs on guys in the high 20s. I mean, you got Kuznetsov, 26. That was a stab. It's worked out. Mike Green, John Carlson, all up in the 20s. So they take a stab. They got nothing to lose with it.
For sure.
Their window's closing and it's closing promptly. So they would take a shot. I just don't think he's going to be there. I think he goes to the Islanders at 13.
Yep.
Yeah. Fourth one for you, Greg. That is just like taking my mental capacity down to an all-time low. Okay, bullish or bearish? Johnny Gaudreau resigns in Calgary.
Oh, I'm very bearish on this. Would they offer him 9.5? I think there's just going to be another team that just. I think on next Wednesday, I think we're going to see a team like the Devils send him the bag. I think someone else is going to sign him, man. I think that he's out of Calgary. I really do.
Too.
I don't think he loves Daryl Sutter. Remember how hard Sutter was on Gaudreau?
Heard some inside sources too that the boys don't love Sutter.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah. So
I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see because I don't think he's staying either. I'm curious to see the domino effect that has for Matthew Tkachuk, who's also up here.
For sure.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes off as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not really going to have much to go towards. Monahan's irrelevant now.
Yes, he is.
And that team is going to falter rather quickly. So
yes, you are correct. Nate, are you bullish or bearish that the Buffalo Bills win the AFC East this year?
I'm gonna say bullish.
Yeah,
I'm in big time on Josh Allen this year.
Yep.
I was hoping for them to win the Super Bowl last year.
Yep.
And even if they weren't the best team in that division, I'm all over them. I'm going for Buffalo hard this season.
Yep.
I want them to win a Super Bowl. I want to be there for the parade.
Yep.
I want to jump on a table.
Yes.
And I just want to see this team, especially after what we spoke of before. You know, you got 4 years of them losing in the Super Bowl. This city deserves something positive, man.
Definitely.
They do. They really, really do.
No, I would agree, Nate. I would agree. I think they do win the AFC East.
Okay. Last one for you, Greg. Bullish or bearish? Rob Gronkowski comes out of retirement during this season.
Whew. Wow. You know what? I'm bullish on this.
Yeah.
I think I am, man.
Okay.
I think it would make sense. You know, week 10, week 11, him joining the team. You got to be kidding me. It's back.
That's unbelievable.
Joining the Bucs after a few weeks. Yeah, I think that guy, if he stays in shape, stays healthy, it'd be interesting. We'll be able to monitor that just kind of through the social media scene. If he's like in the media, if he's drinking lots, you know, if he's or if he's, you know, if he's kind of quiet out of the media scene, I would think that would lead to a return.
Yeah. I agree there. I can see him back. Yeah. I have this feeling.
Nate, this is going to be a tough second half to battle through, but we're going to do it.
Yeah, it is going to be tough.
Quarter 3.
This has got to shut off soon.
I know. It's absolutely outrageous.
That's the whole halftime show.
Yeah. All right, that's going to conclude halftime show. Moving into quarter 3, NBA. Zion Williamson, we didn't talk about it last episode. He got absolutely paid. And this guy, we haven't seen very limited action in the NBA. 5 years, $223 million.
It's crazy.
Like,
I just don't understand how you give this guy this money.
I know.
He has barely played, man.
It's absolutely outrageous.
And then, what was it he came out to? He said his like family was getting harassed with his future with the Pelicans or something beforehand.
Wow.
I think everybody was like fans and stuff were giving him hell, but
okay.
I mean, it's gonna be all right now.
He's gonna be just fine there with that bag.
That's outrageous.
A lot of talks, Nate. I know we've talked about it in the episode, but a lot of talks kind of surrounding a Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving trade here. I don't think the Brooklyn Nets would be smart to do that. If it's the biggest package they can get for Kyrie, then obviously you got to.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it just seems like a straight up video game trade, though. You know, it's like two players that are like this isn't nothing's gonna benefit either way here. I feel like I thought Kyrie and LeBron had like some beef anyway.
But
you know
I mean, that's a deadly duo.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. If you look
at
the splits between Kyrie's career with LeBron and without LeBron,
yeah.
And if they could get him buzzing, man, and if they do have a good relationship, it could be pretty deadly. This is going to be really tough, folks. We apologize for all the listeners. There is a fire alarm testing, and it's kind of like we're in time crunch mode today that we have to record. So we're going to buzz through this second half, Nate.
Yeah. But, like, come on, man. I can't believe this.
Michael Jordan's going to be on the cover of NBA 2K23. Obviously makes sense with the 23.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking we have to reckon that Kobe Bryant next year.
Yes, 100%.
That's a must.
That's going to be worth purchasing a copy just to have.
I think maybe the standard edition is Devin Booker. I saw.
Okay.
So I think they have a little double up, but yeah, that's a sick cover. That's one you'd almost want to have like a hard copy of.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
That'd be cool as hell to have.
And the Miles Bridges of the Charlotte Hornets was charged with domestic violence. So we're going to follow that case because he is quite a young, good player for the Charlotte Hornets. So we'll see what happens there. Nate, just to break down quarter 4, we're going to get through it really quickly here because of this fire alarm action. And I do apologize, folks. This is so embarrassing. But the Scottish Open's going on this week. It's a good prep week for the British Open next week at St. Andrews. Tiger Woods was playing at Adore Manor, which is one of the best golf courses in Ireland. So he shot +6 for 2 days, but I think strategically he played that golf course. It's very difficult. You know, he's just getting his game back together. He looked fantastic, to be honest, in terms of the shape of his game. He hit his driver really well. His irons were a little shaky, but +6 at Adore Manor. But he's heading off to St. Andrews where he's won twice next week, so we're really excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely electric.
Yep.
Nothing like Tiger Woods. I'm excited to tune into TSN 1, where it'll be Tiger Woods only.
Yes.
And then TSN 2, the rest of the field. Well, so that's always action.
Next Thursday, Friday, I'll be getting up at 5 in the morning and watching golf until noon. That's what I love about the British Open.
Yep.
Nate, I think that the British Open is a really great opportunity here to like put Phil with Tiger and Rory.
Yeah.
And to put DJ with like Schauffele and like Victor Hovland, like pair the live guys with the PGA superstars and watch how they do.
Yeah.
I think that would be really compelling.
I think it would be a lot easier on the PGA guys. You know what I mean?
God.
Like I feel like the live guys are going to kind of fold up in that situation.
100%.
Yeah.
So. These guys are playing no-cut shotgun events.
Yeah,
they're not grinding right now.
Yeah, it's crazy too. What was the? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird.
Bryson's going to shoot 1 million.
Oh my god, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if you lose a ball, or like if this is the course, right, where it's like the fairway or like outside the rough is outrageous, right?
Oh yeah,
it's just like that absolute ferns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fescue.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, and you know how he swings at it.
Oh my goodness,
it could be anywhere.
Yes, it could.
Also, quick shout out to the kid, JT Poston.
Yes.
How we doing?
Yep.
How we doing?
Yep.
Should have taken him for the one and done, but did not. But that was the best bet last week. I think we're on a 3-week streak, no?
Yeah, we're on a heater.
At least 2.
The Scottish
You
Open.
had Shoffley prior.
Yep. Oh yeah. And I think JT at the or who won the U.S. Open? Gosh, I'm trying to think. JT won the PGA Championship, and then the
the U.S. Open was Fitzy.
Fitzy, that's correct. I don't think we had Fitzy.
We didn't.
No,
because we were like,
but we had
screw the guy.
JT at the PGA Championship.
There's an outside chance we would have had Fitzy had we not attended the Canadian Open.
Yes, for sure. He was giving us bad vibes.
He was a bit of a clown out there.
Yes,
Didn't love his vibes.
So British Open, just around the corner next week. We're really excited about that, so we'll keep you updated there. And just in Wimbledon, Nate, just to finish off the episode, Djokovic and Cameron Norrie, I apologize, are in the semifinals, and Nick Kyrgios and Rafael Nadal in the other semi. So that's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, it is gonna be crazy. Did you see the clips of Kyrgios just throwing his racket?
No, I saw his underhand serve between his legs though.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
No, they had this outrageous rally, and then he like. You know what I always find weird about tennis is when they're on the side of the net, they don't really have to get it over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just on the side. And anyway, the guy returned it. He just threw his club at his racket at it. It was kind of funny, but yeah.
You know what I'm thankful for?
What?
I'm thankful for we're not on TV today.
Oh, man. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
But that's going to conclude episode.
Oh, man.
This has been a really big grind.
If we
I hope
were,
it's not in the audio.
we'd have to walk out there and be like, guys, like we're on live television.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You got to shut off. Like the fire alarm works.
All right, folks, we'll be back on Monday. We appreciate you guys. Follow along on our socials. Make sure you give it a 5-star comment. Go follow us. We appreciate you all.
We will see you Monday, hopefully without a fire. Peace.